I'm Melanie Trailer. Today is pattern release day for my Dreamland quilt pattern. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about this pattern, show it to you, show you all the kits and stuff, and then do a little quilt show. All right, so Dreamland is a confident to advanced beginner pattern. It features all sawtooth stars turned on point. So turned on point is not as hard as it sounds, but sometimes it can be a little tricky for a brand new quilter. So this pattern just really walks you right through that. The only skills needed for this pattern is straight line sewing and 4 at a time flying geese making. There's a video demo for this block, and there's also an extra video demo for tips and tricks on getting your flying geese easier. There are 4 sizes within the pattern. There's a 17 by 17 pillow. There's a 34-ish inch crib quilt or baby quilt. There's a 60 by 68 inch quilt, and then the largest size is 77 by 77 inch quilt. It's fat quarter friendly, and there's the usual things that come in my pattern. You have your coloring page, you have your scrappy backing page, so if you want to piece your backing together, it goes into all those details. This pattern is available in a paper booklet, like the one I showed. It's also available in a PDF digital download. And this weekend, today is February 16th, 2024, and all of my quilt patterns, including Dreamland, are on sale all weekend long. You don't need any coupon codes. They're on sale, ready to go. So take advantage of that. That sale ends on Monday. All right, so I've made this quilt now in 2 different sizes. I'm working on the little quilt, the baby size quilt. I do plan on making a pillow with it too. But what I've realized as I've made this quilt this many times is it features a massive amount of negative space, so background. So, and what I always feel like shows off the best quilting is background fabric, is your solids, right? You can really see all of your quilting. So if you wanted to go above and beyond, or even just straight line quilting, any kind of quilting, negative space shows those stitches off. So I've gotten extra on both of the quilts that I've made with that, playing with the background. It's just been really, really pretty. I love most all kinds of quilt patterns, but when they have that much negative space, it's easier to get creative, I think, or all of your hard work really stands out and shows itself to you, versus a very, very busier quilt, which I have a ton of patterns for, don't show off quilting as much. If you're looking for something to show off your quilting, this is a great pattern for that. Let's talk about time consuming. This one's kind of in the middle. It's tiny piecing. The blocks are a lot smaller. So I would put this one in the middle as far as time consuming. As far as quilt tops go, all of my testers got them done in 3 weeks. And I took a lot longer. But it's not, it's not a weekend quilt, but it's not a super long English paper piecing quilt either. I think it's a very elegant pattern. I really, really love those columns of single fabric. I know some of my testers, mix their blocks up, but on every one of my quilts, I stuck with the pattern where it says they're all in a row, and I really love that look. I think it's striking, and it also opens up play for doing something unique with the colors. So I imagined, when I was designing it, I imagined, lightest to darkest, or maybe even darkest in the middle and then spreading out lighter. There's a lot of ways to make this quilt unique. We've made a whole bunch of kits up for this pattern launch. So if you are looking for a little bit of help choosing fabrics, that is there for you. And I think I'll show that to you right now. All right, here's where you can find everything. This is meanderandmake.com. So right up here, if you need that web address, meanderandmake.com. And if you are registered, or if you already have an account here, make sure you sign up, because we have these perks and rewards down here, and where you earn money for every purchase, and lots of people take advantage of that. So definitely do that if you are planning on shopping with us again. All right, so you can either come over here to patterns and go to Dreamland, and you can grab the pattern, paper or PDF. If you want to shop the kits, you'll come over here to Quilt Kits, and then you'll just find Dreamland in the drop down. All right, so here is the Peace Lily quilt I showed you. So you could get the kit, and the 68 by 68 inch $26 kit comes with all the fabric for the stars, but you can also add the background for it. So this particular quilt top, we used the Bella White bleached. So that's what it looks like. And then you can click down here and you can see the different options for background. So the foreground for the stars would be the same, but the background you have some options. So whichever, if you wanted to add that background to it, there you go. And then Clover, same thing. Here's the Clover kit. And then again, the white bleach is the one we used in this picture, the Bella white bleached. And then you can choose one that you like the best. I really like that one. Let's see, I've got a lot of options for this particular collection because it's so easy. It has so many more options you could have for background. So lots of things to see there. And then we have a few more. So this one, Garden Therapy, this one wouldn't get here until May, but that's there for you if you wanted to plan ahead. And then we've got some other kits with other fabrics than mine. So this is a 7-piece kit, and then you can click one of these and you can see what it looks like in the quilt and see what it looks like with different backgrounds. So all of these listings do that. We've got 2 more kits. This is the Daylily kit. I really, really like this one. Let me show it to you. Bella Off-White. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Let me show it to you in the purple. Lots of options so that you can make this quilt, you know, suited to what you want. This is another bundle, Flourish. And this is for the 77-inch size. So some of them are in 60 by 68 inch size. Some of them are in 77-inch size. So again, lots of options for you. That's really pretty. I love the pops of yellow with the turquoise. Cute. All right. And here's the Peace Lily kit, but in the bigger size. And again, this one arrives in May too. And then here is the Garden Therapy in the larger size. You can flip through them. They have all the background options too. And then we have the quilt label. So if you wanted to grab a label for your quilt, that's what it would look like. So onto the little quilt show. All right, so this first quilt is the 60 by 68 inch size to you. I haven't done a reveal video of it yet, but that's going to be coming to you next week. I was rushing to get it done for this pattern release. But this is it in my Wholehearted fabrics. And if you remember, this is the top that I didn't like. I didn't like my background choice. I did a whole video on that part. But here's the finished quilt. And like I said, this is the 60 by 68 inch size. This is a very subtle quilt, I know. But these are my Wholehearted fabrics line. This line should be coming back sometime this year. We have a little bit of it left, actually. This next one was made by one of my sample makers. This is the 77 square size quilt, the big one, and this is my Clover fabrics. I love this fabric line. I love how it's like a pastel rainbow. All right, this one is made in my Peace Lily fabrics. This is another one that was made by one of my sample makers, and this is the 60 by 68 inch size. And this one and the one I just showed you, we have kits for both of these. And I feel like this one has a little bit of that ombre look going on. I really, really like it. It's just so pretty. All right, and this last one is the 77 inch square size again. And this is one that I've shown you already. I've got a whole video if you want close-ups or a detailed look at this quilt. This one's done in my Hope and Feathers fabric. And again, this one really pops where you can see those columns of stars really well. You know, you can see how well it shows off the quilting in that background. I mean, I could have used a little bit of a darker thread, I think, but you can really just, you can see all the stitches, whereas in a lot of quilts you can't. All right, so just a reminder that again, all of my patterns are on sale. I usually only have sales when there's a pattern release. So everything's on sale, paper patterns, PDFs, and yes, we ship worldwide. So that's there for you, and that will last until this upcoming Sunday. So 3-day sale. If you make the quilt and you decide to share it on social media, please use the hashtag that's within the pattern. It's Dreamland Quilt, and tag me. I'd love to see what you do with this quilt. I really, really am looking forward to some color play action. All right, I think that's all. Thank you for watching, and thank you in advance for purchasing the pattern. I really appreciate each and every one of you who supports me. I will see you next time.